These TV show reviews are the longest fucking videos. My most rambling, incessant. I'm just like grasping for words right now. Just really smart sounding words. This is the first one where I really had to figure out: am I optimistic about it? Am I pessimistic about it? I know I come off as pessimistic when I have to talk about this shit because it's so long. With Lost and Scrubs, fuck. But I'm actually looking forward to this one. I'm looking forward to talking about this one. It's True Blood, everybody, and it is the TV Optimist. Ultimately, I did have fun with this show. Now there are a lot of fucking bumps on this road, though. A lot of bumps. Based on the Southern Vampire Mysteries, we follow Sookie Stackhouse, Anna Paquin, who I couldn't really get behind as this person, this psychic, this character. I couldn't get behind her as Sookie Stackhouse at first, initially, and I didn't get behind her that much. She's really a shitty character. The reason why I couldn't get behind her though was very personal. I loved her as Rogue in the X-Men series. I couldn't I couldn't see her as anything else. There's sometimes you see an actor and you're like, I can't see them as anyone else, and then they act in something else and you're like, oh, okay, they can act. Um, they can do other things, and it's just I don't I don't appreciate her in this role. Um, and there's another character, um, her main love interest, Bill Compton, 173-year-old vampire, played by real life husband Stephen Moyer, which is really really crazy to think about. It's pretty cool, but um, I didn't want to see this fucking show. Like this is around the time where Twilight was getting huge. Um, like where Twilight was the big thing. Um, yeah, right. Like Twilight was 2008, and this came out in 2008. I was like, it's just like now vampires are cool now. Oh, vampires have always been cool, and they always will be cool. It's just a great fucking concept to revisit time and time again. I've loved vampires since I was a kid. Um, they were my favorite of the lore, like the scary monster, like the mythical beasts and monsters and shit. Those in Greek mythology were my fucking jam. And seeing Twilight, I can't wait to talk about Twilight on this. But seeing Twilight, whatever. But it was kind of cool to see how people were getting back into the vampire genre. The younger generation, like let's try to get that. True Blood to me was like, hey, let's make Twilight, but instead of the sparkly shit, let's have it be bloody and sexual, very much like vampires of old. Let's deal with that. Let's focus on that shit. So I was not interested. This looks stupid. And what put me off more about it was I saw a trailer for it on something, and it was Suki, and she's like, "I'm a fairy," and it's like, there's fucking fairies in this shit now. So I greedily slurp my coffee. And the person that requested this, um, I don't know if she still is, but was a huge fan of this show. I think she still is like that was the shit. Um, Daisy Garcia, my sis, she loved this fucking show, and she's like, "You need to watch it, Cody." And I'm like, "I'll fucking watch this shit." But okay, since you said I have to, now I have to, because those are the rules. You requested, I gotta watch it, unless it's porn. I don't review porn yet. um, but see, and it's not porn; it's HBO. Season one, um, we introduced Sookie Stackhouse, and she's very much portrayed as a very she's not intellectual. She's not smart. She's not stupid, but she's like airheaded. She's like, oh, I'm the female with the head in the clouds. Oh, also she's a psychic, and it's like, oh, okay. It's kind of like an afterthought until it's it's really kind of shitty. Like everyone thinks of her as like a whore and everything else. It's like, god damn, like, and she tries not to listen to people's thoughts. Like she's made that very clear. Just because I'm a psychic, I don't want to, I don't want to pry. I'm trying to be normal. Of course, in trying to be normal, she falls in love with a vampire. Vampires have become in this universe. Vampires have come out, and they're like, I'm a vampire, and so now we live amongst vampires, and we have to just kind of fucking deal with that. And there's also the True Blood, um, the the product that this show is named after. It's a synthetic blood, so they can drink it. It's kind of like diet blood. It's not the real deal, but like if they have to feed, they don't have to fucking bite us. We don't have to be scared. Of course, it's taking place in what Louisiana is what I said. Like the southern, it's like Louisiana, I think. Yeah, Louisiana, Bon Temps, Louisiana. And it's like, man, it's shitty. Like there's these vampires and shit. And there's blood and there because it's in Louis. That's what I was getting to. Because it's in Louisiana, because it's southern. It's very like all these fucking hicks and fucking hillbillies, all the racists and shit. People that still think black people should be hanging from trees and shit are very much the same way about vampires and gay people and shit like that. And those are the moments that stand out the best in season one for me. We meet Lafayette, one of the best characters ever. Rest in peace to his to the person that played him. Let's find the shit. Nelson Ellis, and it's really shitty that he died. Damn good fucking actor. He played Lafayette Reynolds, and this guy, man, he's a cook at the place that Suki works. I don't feel like looking it up right now. They work in a fucking diner. Sam's, I think, is what it's called, because Sam is the owner. Um, and he's one of the cooks. And the thing that really made me want to watch the show, like after it was requested, was this scene where it's the best scene that True Blood's ever done, and it's the best as such. It's the best thing that's ever happened in season one, which is a really weak season. It's the first season. Usually, first seasons are weak, so I'll give it that. But I got to commend them for this scene. So Lafayette's cooking, is making burgers and shit, and one of the waitresses brings back the burger, and she's like, "Hey, they want to return it." He's like, "What's wrong with it?" And she's like, "He doesn't. They don't. It's just take it back." She's like, "No, what was wrong with it?" And they're like, "She's like, they want it without the AIDS." And he's like, "Huh, okay." And he goes out there and he takes the burger back, and he's like, "Who ordered the burger without the AIDS?" And they all start laughing. He's like, "Okay." And he's like here, and he takes it, and like he licks the burger, I think, and then like shoves it in his face, and the other guy tries to get up, and he knocks his ass out. And he's like, "Whoever wants the fucking burger without the fucking AIDS?" It's like, oh my god, it's fucking great. He's such a fucking queen, but he's such a badass at the same time. Like I love seeing gay people portrayed in that way. He's not just the flamboyantly gay guy. Hello, look at what I'm wearing. He fucking dresses nice. He fucking looks fucking good doing it, and he fucking kicks ass. Great fucking representation. Especially like a black homosexual in Louisiana. Goddamn, goddamn. Um, the entire first season revolves around a mystery killer. Someone's like murdering someone, and they happen to be pinning it on vampires. And of course, everyone's up in the arms about like, yeah, fucking vampires. And Suki's brother, who he's so fucking annoying in the first season. Sookie Stackhouse, Jason. My God. This motherfucker is like, fuck vampires, fucking bloodsuckers. And she's like, hey, it's not nice. And stop it. It's like, bitch, I hate when you just, the love at first sight trope. Like, when I was a kid, I've talked about this before. I was very romantic. I believed in romance. the movie romance, the love at first sight trope, but it's so overplayed, and it's like you're literally in love with this guy because of what he is, not of who he is, not of you don't get to meet the true Bill Compton who fought in the Civil War, and you don't get to see that, and it's really fucking annoying. But it was really cool how they did the killer. I think this is the one. Yep. This dude, Rene Linier, he talks like he's got the Cajun accent, the all bon ton with him, and he's really fucking cool. He's with one of the girls, Arlene. Is it Arlene? He's dating Arlene, who was the waitress that handed the AIDS burger back to Lafayette. They're dating. They're very much like out of the way. Like we see them, they're side characters. We don't really think about most of the side characters. They have little subplots going on. There's Hoyt, who's a cook, Hoyt Fortenberry, and there's another fucking Fortenberry somewhere around here. Um, it's not Bud. Where the fuck is he? There's another Fortenberry, I believe, and he's really cool. Um, there's Lafayette. It's not Andy Belfleur. It is Andy Belfleur. Yeah, and Hoyt is his cousin. Yeah, they're cousins. That's right. Andy Belfleur is the sheriff, and Bud's like his acting person. A lot of cool shit going on. A lot of mythos, which I guess differs greatly from the novels. A lot more comedy in this series, but like a lot of serious moments. Like it ultimately does a really good job in hindsight. But the first season is just a kind of a mismatch. Like, okay, fucking get on with it. And we find out, spoiler alert, Rene Linier is really Drew Marshall. He's like, I'm not fucking Cajun, and he's a murderer, and he wants to pin everything on vampires. Um, Compared to all the other antagonists in later seasons, it's a pretty weak entry, but it's the first entry, and they got the twist aspect on it. And it's nice to see like humans are fucking pieces of shit. Like we are. We're all fucking horrible, judgmental fucks. And it portrays that beautifully. He sees vampires, he's like I don't fucking trust these bloodsuckers, and it's very much like though if it's every argument like the anti-gay agenda, the fucking anti-trans, like the shit that we're scared of because we don't understand it. Of course, it's fucking vampires, so I mean, it's understandable in that aspect, but that's very much what like a lot of people are like. There's still vampires in hiding, and whenever they say like I'm a vampire, it's played up like this person has come out as a vampire, come out like it's very much like yes, this person or I'm a vampire now. I want to be a vampire now. It's like like oh no, like man, it's got some great fucking themes. This show does. Season 2 is where I really got into it. Yeah, it was a damn good show. When season 2 hit, who's this fucking person? There's the villain is not Marianne. I should just look up antagonists of True Blood. Um, there's this chick, and she's like a witch, and she she's like a witch person, and she makes everyone like fucking fall in love. Oh, so I guess Marianne Forrester was in the first season too. She's the main antagonist of the second season, and she makes everyone like lustful, and she controls everyone, and it's very crazy. The last it might be the last episode where she gets everyone in this fucking huge orgy, and when they look up, their eyes are like pitch black, and they're like, "Yeah, let's go fucking kill this person. Let's go kill Sookie. Yeah, she's fucking psychic bitch." And it's like, whoa, this is fucking cool. Marianne has a lot of pull, and I think Sam's the only one that knows who she truly is, and he's like a werewolf, not really a werewolf. He turns into a dog. He's a shapeshifter. That's what it is. There's shapeshifters. There's werewolves. We're starting to learn like there's a lot more than just vampires. Oh man, if there's vampires, there's got to be werewolves. There's got to be all kinds of fucking shit. Um, we also meet Sarah Newland and Gabe, or Steve Newland. Who the fuck is Gabe? Steve Newland and Sarah Newland are this married couple. Steve is very much homosexual, pretending to be like this guy who's a part of a church that Jason ends up going to. Nice side story. It's like what is it? It's called like the House of the Sun or some shit. Like it's we're a church and we believe in the sun. We do not believe in these demon vampires, and like it's very much Westboro Baptist Church. Like we have to eradicate these people. Not that the Westboro Baptist Church ever said that. They're quite nice people. They're just misunderstood. Season 3 um, gives a fuck about all these other people. We're talking about the main person, Russell Edgington. Damn good character, shitty season. Oh my god, this season was boring as fuck. Season 1, it was very much like a season 1 kind of thing. I forgot to bring up one of the best characters. Fuck. That is Eric Northman. God damn this guy. He owns a bar that everyone goes to. Human life, whatever. Work, position. Yeah, he owns something. He's a sheriff, Fantasia, in Shreveport. And he has a progeny named Pam. She's a really cool character too. Super bitch, but like actually like loves Eric. Will do anything for him because she is his progeny. Um, but man, Eric Northman's a great character. And I don't remember what season it is, but Bill ends up revealing he's never had Suki's best interest at heart. He's been lying to her from the start, which abruptly ends their relationship. And she resends her an invitation for him coming into her house because they go back with the vampire lore of like, you have to be invited in. And you can resend that invitation, which I don't know if it's a part of the original lore, but it's a great addition to that lore. Like, if you can invite someone in, you should be able to like get the fuck out of my house and send them back out, and you're safe from that shit. Um, oh, it takes away the fear, but no, it's pretty fucking scary. Like waking up in the middle of the night, or just like staying up all night and then seeing at the window a fucking face like fucking let me in, and they can make you do that shit. They can glamour you, and Bill does that a lot with Sookie. Here comes the rambling. Um, and she ends up getting with Eric eventually. He like loses memory or some shit, and he becomes a much nicer guy. And it's like, God, I fucking love these two together. And when his memories return, they still continue to fucking love each other. Shit gets steamy in this show. They fuck a lot, and it's like, can we not? Are we fucking again? Really? HBO, man. But she ends up going back to Bill eventually. They have a long break. I'll give the show that. The whole like will they won't they. Stucky and Bill's will they won't they is annoying only because they will. It's stupid because motherfucker lied to you for the longest time. I don't know where this falls into play. Where this falls into place rather with the series. I forget where things happen. So I'm just like glossing over these seasons real quick and remembering why I liked them and why I didn't. But season 3 I remember was very fucking boring. Russell Edgington, great villain. He wants vampires to rule the world. I'm a badass vampire. I fuck dudes. I fuck girls. I don't care. He's mostly a dude fucker. He's a gay dude. Ends up getting with Steve Newland, I think. Yeah, in the later season. Russell Edgington is very much like the governor or a Negan for True Blood. Like he's like a guy that just is more like a governor. Like, okay, dude, you're cool, but then go away. Like, please go away. Like, we've had enough of you. Like, we don't need to see you over and over and over again. This isn't fucking Power Rangers. This isn't a fucking kid show. Like, we don't need to see the same bad guy over and over again. You're not fucking Bowser, Dr. Eggman. Just come on, move on, dude. Best part of the season that I can remember is they're having like a live broadcast or something, and they're talking about like there's like something going on, mass panic. Russell Edgington shows up on screen behind the guy, and he grabs the dude, just like rips his fucking head off, and like drinks his blood, and he's like, "Yeah, we're fucking here," and that was cool. The rest of the season was not, from what I remember. It was like, okay, shut up, just get the fuck over it. Season 4, Marnie Stonebrook. Oh fuck yeah, I remember this. Again, it was like every other season was better, like was much better. Season 4 picked up with Marnie Stonebrook. Like, introduced Marnie Stonebrook rather, who was a character that she was human, but she could like summon people or some shit. Like, let's see, she could summon people. She's a local shop owner and palm reader. She was an older lady, and it's like very much not. She's a leader of a Wiccan coven. Yep, yep. Jesus Velasquez, really cool character by the way. Jesus is a witch. He calls himself I am a witch. I am a bruja, I believe, a Mexican witch. And the reason why he identifies as a witch is because he's a gay dude. He's like, I'm not a warlock. I'm not the male. I'm a witch. That's who I am. And gets with Lafayette, and then fucking dies like immediately because they don't want us to be happy with these shows. Antonia, she comes under the influence of Antonia, whose great power allows her to raise a bird from the dead. Um, they see a necromancer as a threat to vampires. Antonia is that person, and Antonia possesses Marnie. Yeah, so Marnie Stoneberg isn't really the villain, right? It's Antonia until it's revealed. No, yeah, she's the villain because she loses Antonia, and it's I think Antonia is like revealed to be not too bad, and Marnie's like, no, fuck you, I'm fuck vampires, you know. And this season was okay from what I remember. Yeah, it was okay. Salome Agrippa for season 5. Not much to talk about here except that she's trying to like bring back Lilith, the who's like the Eve of vampires, the Adam and Eve. Like, she's the creator, she's the mother of all vampires. And she drinks there's like a vial of Lilith's blood, and if you drink that blood, you can do that. You can become like a god among vampires. And that's what Bill does. Bill drinks the blood of Lilith, and he can like walk in the sun now and shit, and like it's really fucking cool. It's like, whoa. Um, Season 5 and 6? Really? Season 5 and 6. Oh, Lilith was in 5 for a little bit. Okay, that's right. Season 6, I guess you're saying the main antagonists are Sarah Newland and Warlow. Sarah Newland does come back and say, okay, whatever. That was a very fucking annoying season. Yep. That was a very, really fucking annoying season. Macklin Warlow is a vampire who killed Corbett, and Michelle Stackhouse, Sookie Stackhouse's parents. He killed them, and so now that Sookie knows, and then she learns like, oh, I'm a fairy and shit. I descend from fairies, and their species, even though they're hidden, get wiped out pretty fast by Warlow and like a bunch of other vampires and shit because fairy blood, fae blood, tastes fucking like orgasmic, like way more, like a lot better than human blood. So she finally comes face to face with her parents' killers. He shows her the memories of her parents who are like they don't they didn't like vampires either. Like they knew about vampires' existence before a lot of other people did because they descend from Fays. They know about mythological creatures and shit like that. And I think Suki's grandma too, who dies in the first season. I forgot to mention that. So and she didn't like vampires either. Sweet old lady, but then Warlow like summons manifestations of them or something. Something happens where they come back, where she's able to talk to her parents and her grandma and shit. I think mostly just her parents. And her parents are like, "I can't believe you're a fucking. My daughter's a fucking slut fangbanger." Is what they call humans that sleep with vampires. What a fucking fangbanger you are! What the hell? I'm so disappointed in you. She ends up falling for Warlow and fucks Warlow. Forgot to mention, her and Eric had a falling out. They tease her and Bill over and over again, but Bill is very much a complete fucking dick now. He's an asshole. That's why he consumes Lila's blood and becomes a god. Because he doesn't. He's a fucking shitty character. He's a fucking asshole. I forgot to mention she gets with Alcide. Damn good character. He's a werewolf, not a shapeshifter. He's a straight werewolf. Big fucking buff dude. Great actor too. He's done a lot of shit. If I can remember who the fuck he is. Supernaturals. Alcide. He's on here a lot. He ends up dying. Let me just say that. He ends up dying. Can't believe I don't remember his name. Oh well, I'll get to it later. Oh, Joe Manganiello. Oh yeah, he dies in season 7. So I think it's Warlow first, and then she gets with Alcide in like 7, or I don't fucking know. I don't remember. Like I said, there's so much shit. And season 7, Sarah Newland still an antagonist. Mr. Gus. Like there's a bunch of other. See, there's the shit that I don't even remember. Like Hep V vampires. I do remember the Hep V vampires. When you have hepatitis V, it's like you have AIDS as a vampire. Like you're going to die. A lot of the Hep V vampires join together to kill people. Yeah, I mean that's basically it. Season 6, as we were saying, Lilith and Bill. Yeah, fucking Bill Compton becomes kind of evil too because it's like we gotta fucking calm him down. And yeah, so I guess Sarah Newland tries to take out the vampire sisters as a whole. Yeah, there's Macklin Warlow. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. Oh man, Terry, that's sad. Terry Belfleur is a really good character. So it's not Hoyt. Hoyt's a different character altogether. Hoyt ends up getting with this girl. I mean, there's so many different stories I can talk about here. There's Tara, who I haven't even talked about. Suki's best friend, who becomes a vampire. She gets like shot with a fucking shotgun, and it's like, oh no, and then they do that. Yeah. Yeah, it's like so. Like 5 years after the show ends, it's a really weak finale. Most finales are weak. Majority, you're like that didn't leave me satisfied, or like the journey as a whole was unsatisfying. So like just to see it end would be cool, and overall that's how I felt a lot of the time with the show. But when it was like, okay, finally the finale, what's gonna happen? Nothing truly huge happened. You're wondering if something did huge did happen. You're wondering is who's gonna die, you know. Bill dies and he deserves to die, but Suki like has sex with him and like forgives him for everything, and Bill's like, I did love you, like just let you know. It's like, no you fucking didn't, dude. And we flash forward 5 years into the future after the show ends and shit, and Suki's happy, she's pregnant, she's with an unknown babe. We don't get to see who the father is. We're like, oh, so it's just some guy. Oh, okay, someone we don't know. I guess I'm happy for her. I fucking guess. I guess. And I think she gets rid of her powers or some shit. There's a lot of shit to unpack this show. Jason gets his happily ever after with. There's another vampire girl, Bill's progeny, who's a really good character. Um, Merlot's Sam Merlot. He's the owner of Merlot's bar. Tara Thornton. And Tara's mom, that's another thing to talk about real quick. Her mom is a great, great character. Alcoholic mom. She's abusive. But Tara starts fighting back. And her mom ends up dying. I remember that. I think her mom ends up dying. Or maybe her mom ends up living. But she gets sober and she's like, I found God and I want you to forgive me. And they have a very rocky relationship. But they end up forgiving each other even after her mom's like, you're a fucking devil. You're a vampire now. They end up making up. She understands that vampires aren't all evil. And then Tara dies. Off screen. Fucking egregiously. How dare you fucking kill Tara off screen? We don't even get to see, like, they didn't even show it. Like, they don't show us anything. Fucking bullshit. To the point where my wife watched this show. And she's like, I fucking loved it. She loved every second of it. So I can see what you mean about Sookie whoring around fucking everybody, just wanting dick. But she was like, is Tara dead? I was like, I don't think Tara dies. Because she dies off screen, they don't make it a big deal. So I couldn't even remember if she died or not. Fucking horseshit. And Arlene has a really fucking sad, man. It's really sad. She ends up getting with Terry. As I said, Terry dies. Really sad. He's like this like guy who has anger issues and PTSD from the war, and he ends up getting killed. And like he's just he's so happy. Ends up getting murdered and like outside by a dumpster of Sam's where he's a cook. And Arlene finds him, and it's like fucking poor Arlene, man. She ends up being like a really sweet character too. Jessica, that's her name. She ends up getting with Hoyt. They have a really good relationship, but it's a very toxic one where they fight way too fucking much. And she ends up cheating on Hoyt with Jason, I think, or they break up. Hoyt and Jessica do, and Jessica's like, I know that you guys are best friends, but I gotta fuck you. And they end up erasing Hoyt's memories, like glamoring him to the point where he forgets. Like I was like, why would you do that? Because they want him to have a happy life, and just erase everything that he had with Jessica. And then they end up looking for him later and being like, I gotta tell you, like we gotta tell you the truth. This is what happened. And he's not even mad about it. He's like, oh, okay, like it's really stupid. It's really useless to do that to Hoyt. Pam's cool. Yeah, but Jessica and Jason end up living happily ever after. Alcee dies. Really shitty. Willowboro, I don't know who that is. And there's a bunch of other people, yeah. Letty Mae Thornton, that's the one. She does not die. Yeah, no. She doesn't die. That's my long video on, I think this might be my longest video yet, on True Blood, a show that I can look back at fondly, but also stupidly. Like, look back on it like, what the fuck was that? Like, they made a lot of weird decisions, um, like regarding where they went with it. It's not the worst show I ever watched. We might get my first pessimistic review. You might see the TV pessimist next week. You will see the TV pessimist next week. But what did you guys think about True Blood? Did you like True Blood? Did you like Sake? Did you like all these characters? This huge fucking gargantuan cast of characters. Um, Leave your comments below and like and all that other stuff. Thank you guys.